Let's go.
Magandang umaga, tanghali, gabi. Ayan, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Maayong buntag, udto ng gabi to everyone and konbanwa. Again, we are definitely live. So for everyone who actually had their notification bells turned on and basically kind of like waited if I'm going to be live today or not, thank you, thank you. And with that being said, hola, hola, Jamie. Hey, hey, hope I can make it. Yes, I do hope so as well. Cosmic Malor is in the house. Shirley, Shirley, yo, yo, yo. At ang admin ko, of course. And to Madam. Madam tuloy ulit. Ayan, di ba? Lagi na lang na ba Madam? Ayan. Lily Beth Tate channel, of course. I'm doing good. Nightbot and Mega Love shout out Shirley from admin. Wow, colorful dress. Love it. Yes, thank you for loving this. Yes, napaka-colorful natin. I don't know what to do with my hair, so I'll just do that. Whatever, yeah. And of course, I'm gonna ask you something, guys. So what do you think? Should I put this or should I not? I'm gonna I'm gonna leave it up to you guys. Ayan. Should I put this here like that? Like that, or just leave it like that, like one-sided lang ang peg mo, o diba? what to do with my hair today. Ayan, definitely. Wag mo na ilagay. Ah, wow. O, sige po, opo. Ayan. Wag mo na daw ilagay, sabi ni admin. Okay, okay. So tonight, of course, we are running late. And I don't even know if, like it's been hard because I just got home and I don't know if I can make it or not. But I don't really wanna miss one stream like once a week. I don't wanna miss it. So I'll just do this and hopefully I can entertain you for like the next few hours that we're going to be together. Ayan. But definitely today it's gonna be like whatever goes, we're just gonna talk, explore stuff. There's really nothing much of a topic, but we can also continue our conversation where we stopped last time because we didn't get to do it because of our technical difficulties. It's real. Hopefully right now I'm doing multi-streaming again. I'm on Twitch, I'm on YouTube, so everything seems good and nice. Henry, morning everyone. Ayan from Henry, guys. O, diba? And if you have anything you want to talk about today, if you've watched my uploads, I actually did 2 uploads of videos. Kind of like did that because of the technical difficulties. I just uploaded 2 of them. If you want to kind of like explore, discuss those things, get deep into those things, please do share anything, any thoughts you have. But I just have to remind you guys, anything that we say, this is a public stream. Everyone can see it as long as they're here. So make your words count. Make your words count. Is that correct? Ayan. But basically, think about what you're gonna say and make sure that whether it's gonna be good or bad, you're gonna stand by it because people are listening. And sometimes, you're gonna be judged, whether it's harsh or whether it's not. You're gonna be judged with how you talk, what are the words coming out of your mouth. Those are the things that a lot of people like to judge. So if you don't want to be, or you're the type of person that you have so much trigger points in life and you just cannot handle the criticism or the reaction or the opinion of other people, I would suggest just keep your mouth shut. Kaloka talaga. Ang aga-aga makulit na tayo kagad. But anyways, yes, definitely those are the things that from the top of my head, like editing, like observing the world we're in. Those are the things that I do like to think about from time to time. The interactions, and I like knowing the different perspective that a person might have in a particular discussion because it makes me feel like I could understand or grasp the bigger picture of what I am into, like my cup of tea, which is life itself, wisdom. Ah, diba? Ay, we love wisdom, guys. But anyways, last time, if I'm not wrong, we actually did stop on men's mental health, if I'm not mistaken. And this was actually from Psychology Today. I don't know if you guys are into psychology, you like, reading, or just kind of like, get information about certain disorders, certain behaviors, red flags and stuff like that. If that's your cup of tea, you should probably check them out. But Felipe G, hola, hola, I did see you. You have the sunset. I didn't get to finish it yet, but did you got the sunset and the end? Oh, but Felipe G, good job doing live stream na. Enjoy everyone. I got to go take care. Oh, thank you, Henry, for dropping by and saying hi to me and to everyone. I do appreciate that. I know we're running late, so I'm pretty sure it's gonna be kind of like a small discussion, just us. So if you have anything that is you want to explore with me, please don't be shy. This is the time you could practice, having a conversation where we're gonna try our best not to get triggered and act accordingly. Oh, diba? Ayan, including moi. We have to be mature from time to time. O, diba? Ganon. Anyways, ayan. So, last time, I did talk about mental fitness on masculinity norms. I didn't get to finish that because I get too much yow yow here and there that I basically didn't get to finish this discussion. And Goddess Nakaruru, ula ula ula, how you doing, Goddess Nakaruru? Ayan, and hello, admin, mega love shout out from Felipe G. So I'm gonna try to like open this up for you guys. Timmy, 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 ayan, ola ola, alam nyo, nakakaselos yung mga saba, yung mga banana, especially yung nilagang saba ba yun? O saba? 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 Anyways, yung banana, ha, gustong gusto ko yun. Namimiss ko na yun. I felt like, I think when I was a kid growing up in the Philippines, we usually have those banana and then they'll boil them and then we usually eat them on typhoons. And I believe there's typhoon that just passed in the Philippines. So I don't know if that's a thing. Timi yun ba yun? Kaya ka nagluto ng banana? O, diba? Felipe G, hi from Lily. And of course, Nakaruru is also on YouTube. Arigato, Nakaruru. And guys, if you are bringing your main channel, if you're a fellow YouTuber, you're a fellow streamer, sa mga Tagalog, sa mga Pilipino ko dyan, ayan, sa mga komunidad, ayan. Kung gusto nyong ipakita, ipromote yung inyong channel, bulol-bulol ka agad tayo, ayan. Just type the word mine, M-I-N-E, and Nightbot will drop your link. O, diba? Ayan. Hi, Lily from Felipe. So, let's see if I can bring this up. Okay, let's see. Oh, not this one. Okay, so this is it, guys. So this is lessons from the NFL on mental fitness and masculinity norms, which we actually did stop talking about and discussing last time. So right now we're gonna try to discuss these things. And let's see, why is my chat not popping up? Ayan. We're gonna try to discuss these little things and make sure to kind of like interact with me if you have any information or if you have any thoughts so that you feel like you have to share that. Yes, that's the time to kind of like do that today. O, diba? Ayan, LV, hola, hola. How you doing, LV? Beautiful, beautiful. Ayan, o, diba? How you doing? So this is from the NFL, which is last time, and this is a research. So this is we actually did stop talking about this. So according to this research, male gender role socialization or diba, socialization encourages males to be self-reliant and control their emotions, which could be incongruent with acknowledging their emotions or seeking therapy. So, media representations of popular figures or celebrities can influence how males think about masculinity and emotional expression. So, for example, more celebrities have been disclosing their mental health struggles or diagnosis, which has led to more men talking about going to therapy. So, how about you guys? What do you think of therapy? Like, for example, with me, ever since I've heard this therapy and all of that stuff, at first I had this stigma of like, why would I need therapy? I don't have mental disorders. I'm good. But as we kind of like get to know more information, actually, if you find a good therapist in all career wise, you can be a doctor, you can be a nurse, but there's always going to be good ones and bad ones. But not that I'm saying I've been into therapy, I'm not rich, so I cannot afford any therapy. But yes, it's actually nice, that these things or these professions are being up in the light in the mainstream. So actually everyone can feel like this is not, the stigma, the bad stigma of talking to a therapist is really bad. It's not. Sometimes in our lifetime we need someone to talk to, someone that is outside from us where they can layer out what are you actually feeling, what are you wanting to express. And those are, I think, are the importance of a good therapy. So if you have money and if you have that, if you need that, please do. Because mental health really is very important, guys. Ayun. So let's see. Mega also admin. Oh, diba? Malso admin from Teeny. Doing fine, IC, being busy here and there. Ooh la la. Oh, diba? Everyone is busy. I actually didn't get hindi ko nga kalain na makakapag-live ako ngayon because I was like just really busy. You know, like yesterday, it's like for the first time. Okay, storytelling, guys, you know. I'm gonna share something that I've never felt for a long, long time. And it's about kind of like identity thing, you know, and I think a lot of people have identity crisis in a way. So before we continue, there's no mail. Ayan. So if there's no mail, I'm gonna continue my storytelling. Okay. So I don't know if you're gonna get to kind of like relate to this one or not, but you know, just hear me out. I'm less busy as my schedule is less now. Ooh la la, goddess. And are have you been like streaming or are you gonna go streaming or something? Ayan, how are you guys? Ikaw, admin, kumusta ka naman, admin? O, diba? Tuwan-tuwa si LP. Ay, tawa ka na naman ng tawa dyan, LP, ha? I have. Ooh, ayan. When? When did you? Like, I don't think I've seen new ones. Well, I've been busy for this past few days. Like, even like checking, I would just sometimes check like super fast. Whoever is live, I'll just say hi and then go and leave. Like, I couldn't really get to be yao yao this week. So, I'm very sorry for a lot of people that I didn't get to support. But I do still replay some of course, the vlogs and you know things that I is kind of like nice to listen in the background. It's usually good. Is it just me or is Icy's volume very low? Oh, for real, Graham? Thank you for saying that. I don't know. I'm not quite sure. Let's see. Um, hold on. How about now? Is it better? Is that better? Mabuti naman. Ayun. Okay, hold on. Here's my stuff. Okay. Ayan, ice, kain lang muna ako. I will be back. Oh, I'll be back. Oh, di ba? From Lily. Yes. Anong pagkain natin dyan? Ayan, tanungin natin si Lily pagbalik niya kung anong niluto niya ngayong gabi. Busy-busyhan din. Yes, everyone is busy. No worries at all. We busy, we busy. Oh, thank you, goddess. You've always been so nice to me. I really do appreciate that. I have yesterday. Oh yes, you are morning, so it's morning for me too, right? Or is it nighttime for me? Ayun, beta. Ayun, good job, good job. Thank you, Graham. And thank you, guys. I do appreciate it a lot sometimes when you kind of like tell me if my audio is not good, if my video is not good. You think, you know, like these are things that I do kind of like pay attention to sometimes because I want to give you like good stuff. I want to be proud of what I'm gonna do, you know, for my own sanity, guys. For my own sanity. Ayan. And of course, to Alma. Alma, how you doing? Ayan. I've been watching your, you know, little stuff. It's a very, very spicy streams. Ayan. And oh, beta. Oh, thank you, Graham. I love it. Thank you. So, anyways, ayan. Let's continue our talk. So, according to this article, and by the way, guys, if you want to read this article on your own time, I'm gonna put the link of this on on the bottom. I'm gonna put the link on this one on the description below, so you can actually basically check on it and read it on your own time, on your own free time, and analyze it on your own self if you need to. Ganon. And let's see. Ala, volume mo pala yung mahina. Kala ko sira na speaker ng phone ko. Ikaw talaga, lukarit ka talaga, admin. Nanggigigil ako talaga sa'yo, pinsan talaga. Ayan. Anyway, so You know NFL players, right? So if any one of these people, like you guys, who is your team? I want to know if you are a fan of course, American. If you're not a fan of your football, I'm not sure what kind of American. But anyways, kidding aside, so an NFL, NFL players for me has always been, if I am asked who is the greatest, like the goat of out of all the athletes that I know of or that exist on earth, I would say that would be like the football players. It's just the way they are built, the way they're motivated, like from ever since they were young, stuff like that, their body, everything feels like for me, they're just like the overall, like the athlete, the top of the chains are like NFL players. So in this article, they actually used NFL athletes to play or have been playing a critical role in mental health awareness by starting their own foundations to focus on prevention and mental health literacy. And this is for men, guys. And Master Mamba vlog. Am I rude? Ayan, Master Mamba Vlog. Hi, Idol. Hi, hi, hi. Graham from Timmy. And of course, to admin. Ayan, hello, real one. Why? Is there no real one? And of course, I like green tea. Oh, you like that? That's good. Filipina MTV. Green tea is usually really, really good if you are going to eat it after every meal. That's how we Japanese do it. Every meal, in the morning or before we kind of like relax and go to bed. That's what we do after dinner. Hi, Timmy from Graham. And Goddess Nakarudu says, my YouTube is more active these days. Oh, yes. So, Nakarudu, if you're on YouTube, can you type mine? MINE. So, Nightbot can drop your link. Ayan. And guys, go ahead and try to check Nakururu. Ayan, one of our people here. Yes, mine. Yeah, there you go, Nakaruru. Ayan. And guys, please do say hi to Nakaruru. And let's see. Okay. So these are basically like, how NFL and how men out there and how our mainstream are actually talking about a lot about mental health awareness. And don't get me wrong, it has been being exploited as we speak. So recently, the world was in shock when the NFL paused and later canceled the game after the medical emergency. And remember, the Buffalo Bills. Remember that, the NFL safety, the medical emergency. Like when I was watching that, I was just like really kind of like, yes, even me. It's such a big moment sometimes when things happen like that in very public. So while others discuss the impact of witnessing this dramatic event on Hamlin's teammates and fellow athletes, ayan. So this is the context of what we're talking about and how they're kind of like trying to research on masculinity norms that contribute to mental health. So if you're a dude right now and you're watching these, please pay attention and let me know if you have any thoughts about what I'm gonna share with you guys tonight. And Bruce Davies, ula ula ula, ayan, ano nga ba yun? Maayong buntag, udo ng gabi, ayan. Kumusta Bruce Davis? How's your Philippine? Ayan, are you still in the Philippines, Bruce? And I started the channel from scratch, so it's new. Ayan, guys, admin, you know what to do. Ayan, nakururu. Hola, diba? Do that. Let me see. Let me check that, nakururu. So you're basically new. This is new. Ayan, let's see. So what happened to the old one, nakururu? What happened to that old one? Oh, this is pretty new now. So he is actually had only 12 subscriber, guys. This is pretty new. So if this is your cup of tea, watching gameplays and retro games and retro stuff, you can always ask Nakururu because he's into that. And also cosplaying is also his thing. That's good. That's good. I like that. Ayun. And I'm still in the Philippines. Ooh, I can get jelly. I'm so jealous of you, Bruce. Ayan. So eat for me over there. What kind of foods did you ever try, Bruce? So far, what do you like? Ayun na, diba? I see. Why is yours volume so low? Still low? Ooh la la, it is still low. Okay, let me see. Hmm. How about now, guys? Hello? How about now? Ayan, is this better? Did it pump up? Let me know, guys. Ayan, Bruce, hello from Alma. And I'm still in the Philippines, of course. And hi, Grim, good to see you, mate. And also to Felipe from Bruce. So I wonder if everything seems to be okay now. I'm not quite sure. I'm gonna check a little bit. Hold on, guys. Let's see. Hmm, that's good. That's good. That's good. I wanted to try cinematic editing as I like videography and photography. Ooh, go for it, Nakaruru, go for it. I always say this. If you're a YouTuber, content creator, the best way to actually kind of like, well, at least this is for me. This is kind of like, I'm not saying I'm good. I'm not saying nothing like that. So don't be extreme, guys. I'm just saying, as far as my observation goes, I feel like it's practice. Like doing editing, wanting to know what you want and stuff like that. Finding your niche also is nice if you're actually not just planning things, because planning is always going to be a thing for us, especially if you accept the fact that you are doing this almost like a job, like you really want to produce videos and streams and topics. It would become something that you really want to excel on different stuff, and you can only do that if you're not just planning but you're actually doing the work with it. And don't get me wrong, when it comes to ideas, when it comes to planning, it will flow, definitely flow. But if you're like me and all of the other streamers out there who has like a day job, it's gonna be, the challenge is having time to actually do all the things you want for your channel, but also your everyday life. That's the challenge for the most part. But Nakaruru, if you can do it, like find time to do it. Ganon. I'm all for that. Good, 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 good. Let's see. So, guys, is my voice all right now? I'm not quite sure. So, is it good? I hope my voice is good, is better. Hmm. Let's see. Maybe I should like just put it near. Because sometimes it would like create some noises sometimes, Like, how about now, guys? How about this one? It became like a test, a mic test. My sunset channel most watched video is a train video. I actually, when we speak about like ideas, planning, I was actually thinking, in Japan, when you're one of those people who would have to go every day on a train, especially it's going to be for your workplace, it's really calming for me when I'm in a train, especially if I get to seat, because it almost kind of like make you fall asleep. So I was like thinking, this song, the noise the train makes is like ASMR. What if I do live? But I won't talk, obviously, because you don't talk in trains in Japan. So I'm just gonna be like live, and then you're just gonna hear the train in the background, and I'm just gonna be in the chat. That's kind of like planning from time to time. But yeah, I don't think I can do it. That's too much. That's too much kind of like it's almost like I'm trying to invade people's privacy in a way, because train is a place where people get to sleep and rest. Lots of train otakus out there. Oh my god, yes, Felipe G. Like you would see sometimes, like there are people in Japan where they would go to a particular, like especially if the train is like super old or there's a new train, like you would see like, those real huge camera. That's what they do. Or like they would have stamp, we would have like campaigns and events where you can actually have a stamp thing and then you go from train to train to get that stamp. It's kind of like nice in a way. So yes, everybody, I think all of us as an otaku feeling inside of us, like you're gonna be like super addicted to one particular topic. And that's what otaku means. It's just basically you're a nerd of something. So for people who doesn't know what otaku means, trains video are the best. Oh, so Bruce Davis as well is a train lover. Oh, I wonder if Hayden, remember Hayden Arquito in Icy Fit? I wonder if he feels that way. Like growing up and kind of like being aware of American culture or pop culture. I feel like boys in America is always going to be like they love trains, or boys trains, woman Barbie. Like that. It's such a stereotype and I don't know why like you guys like trains, or kind of like why is it like that. Like kind of like random thoughts that sometimes pop in your head, and if you guys have any answer for that, let me know in the chat below. Ayan, it's always nice to learn something, diba? Learn as we stream, ika nga. So, anyways, going back to our article, guys, diba? How masculinity norms contribute to mental health. So, number one is being strong and silent. Being viewed as an emotional is central to the strong and silent masculinity trait. This helps boys and men live up to masculine role expectations about controlling one's feelings. This is where I feel like I understand, because this is in the Philippines. If you grew up as a boy, if you're a son, somebody's son, you're expected to be strong and silent. You cannot be like, if you're too talkative for a man, you're gonna be bullied as, you know. So these are the things that sometimes I feel like, I know bullying is bad. It's not always going to be good. But sometimes I feel like because we cannot shame, or we cannot call out certain things even if it's there, and then it becomes this, like I think there's always nice to know that there are certain traditions that are just there because it's not really doing anything bad. But right now I feel this being strong and silent, this is something that's been changed for quite a while. If I can observe it, Ayan. And let's see. Bruce, it's obvious you like Icy's butt. Oh, why? Why is butt? Ah, oh, that's nice. I like that. Oh, I didn't got that because on StreamYard you see the keywords only. But on the chat you can see my emojis. Oh, thank you, Bruce, for using all that stickers. Diba? Ayan, if we get more members, we get more stickers. Ayan, I'm still thinking, what kind of stickers I would do next. Sometimes I think about these things, things that are kind of like an inside joke between us in the chat, in the streams. Yes, yes, yo. And next one, masculinity norms. Ayan, that contribute to mental health. Being a tough guy. Growing up, boys are often taught to be tough. This is what we're talking about, which may also promote suppressing emotions potentially associated with vulnerability and being self reliant. Traditional masculine gender roles encourage males to be independent and avoid seeking help from others. So I do feel bad, when you think about it. And, like growing to know more about life, growing to know more about, the difference between living as a man and living as a woman, I actually do understand that it is really hard for a man, especially now. I do listen, I do understand the rants and all of that stuff. But this is what I'm saying sometimes, like there's always going to be a balance of doing things in life. And I get it that sometimes we really have to go through a lot of pains, a lot of mistakes, because that's what life is. If you didn't make a mistake in your life, I don't think you'll be able to learn. It's like just imagine, like, when you're a kid growing up, if you're a boy, like back in the day when you're playing out, usually parents would just tell you, well, don't do that again. It's very, very abunai or dangerous and stuff like that. But you never listen. And sometimes rather them or the parents comforting you because you still do whatever they told you not to do and then end up, having a mistake or ended up, hurting yourself in the process, they would just say, you learn your mistake. And I think that's just the whole part of life. But the more we grow older, the more we get to have baggages, the more we get to have ego, the more we get to have pride. And it's so hard to balance all of these things. On top of that, react on certain situations where you've never been even, been put before. So, life itself is complicated as it is. But the important part is you're here and we're talking. Okay, joke lang. But anyways, let's see. Interesting. Which one is interesting? Nakururu. My butt or the topic for today? And also, like in Japan, for example, in Japan, if you're a dude in Japan, obviously the society would put pressure on you just because you're a man. You have to do this, you have to do that, you have to, all of that stuff. And when you're like, for a kid, like through puberty, you're gonna have all the hormones and all of that. It's like you have your own crazy thing going on. It's just the difference is like you have to handle it in a certain way because the society actually expects you to handle it that way, and us women a different way. But what I see is like the extreme. It's not bad to express how you feel. It's not bad to tell or call out on something. But women and men should call out things in a way where either or. It's like men usually say they don't like masculine women, very, very independent, very like out there and stuff like that. You don't like that because they act like a man. The same thing as women. We don't like men who act like a woman. So it's almost like at some point, I feel just because we are talking about mental health, it doesn't have to be the same. Like there are things that we should really make sure that we still keep in balance. Like the word depression. How much am I saying in my live stream? I feel sorry for the people out there that are actually clinically diagnosed with depression because everybody is just a heartache. Been through in a heartache. Everyone does. You're not alone. And yet you feel like it's the end of the world. And Don't even give an excuse. Well, you can do it, I can do it. Everyone can do it. It's just a matter of if you want to or not. Some people can do it very slowly, but there's going to be process. Some people would slowly do it, but some people can actually pick up on it very, very fast. There's weak minded, there's strong minded. All of these are factors. And that's why it's very important that you surround yourself with people that really wants you to be better. You know. So, anyways, what were we talking about this? Why are we talking about this? We're talking about the masculinity norms, and let's talk about the men. So, the topic Nakaruru. So, what about you, Nakaruru? Have you ever, like in your life, ever experienced that phase of you feel the society is putting too much pressure on you just because you're a man? And it comes to a point where you just cannot find your own self, like your own identity, what you want, and express yourself in a way where you're gonna be okay with it, you're gonna be comfortable with it. So yes, all the time. Not good. All the time, the pressure. Oh, Nakaruru needs a hug na, guys. Ayan, hug Nakaruru, guys. Yes, pressure is there. I think, whether people would pressure you on things and whether we pressure ourselves. For me, I always say this, you don't have to pressure me. The pressure I put on myself is already like on the highest level for me. When it comes to feelings, when it comes to behavior, when it comes to all of this, whether we like it or not, everyone will react differently. So there are certain ways where you should really, really think about how to react in a particular situation, because that's how people would view you. Not that you have to please people, but being accountable with your own actions. If you do stupid shit and you're too embarrassed and you're too immature to accept that you've made a mistake, then you will never learn, you will never grow as a person. I think that part is pretty much true. I'm fragile. Ooh la la. Now you have to be very not fragile. O, diba, Nakaruru? But yes, and it's not like, when I say these things, sometimes I feel like people would always misinterpret it. Even like me, I come to a point where sometimes I would misinterpret little things just because I put or take the things too personal, and I talk about it, I always say it, nothing personal, but, so it's very subjective and objective. Something personal for me, probably for you, you wouldn't even think it's personal, so you would joke about it, but for me, it's personal. These are all skills. We have to level up in life if we want to actually belong to any society or community. We have to know who we are. We have to know what makes us happy, what makes us sad, what is okay, what are our boundaries, who are we want to be with, what do you want in life, the goals. And don't get me wrong, every day is going to be a struggle, not just you. Everyone goes through it. It doesn't matter whether you're rich or you're poor, you're ugly. Well, probably if you're ugly, that's much harder. I'm so mean. Fragile follows handle with care. And admin gives a hug to Nakaruru. And I'm gonna try. I work in healthcare. I misinterpret everything people say because they speak rough. Ooh. You know what, Nakaruru? I find this very interesting because in the Filipino community, I mean, in Filipino community, in Filipino culture, in Japanese culture, I think there's the same where you want harmony. Although in Japan, it's more practiced every day. to the point we're being misunderstood with a lot of outsiders because we do things our way to keep the peace and harmony, not just in our home, but in our workplace. It's kind of like, everybody do it. In the Philippines, a lot of people believe in freedom of speech, and a lot of people actually express themselves freely. So when you express yourself freely, you're not going to be always on top of how the person would translate it in their own head. Like sometimes a person can look mean, but it's the most nicest person you'll ever know. But because his face is just mean, you always think they're angry. So I think I did practice a lot of not trying to think that people around me are doing things because of me. I try to kind of like practice that if a person looks sad, if a person looks like irritated at me, if it really bothers me, I'll ask, like, can they talk nicely? Or like can they explain it? Because I feel or I think I am misunderstanding you. Where are you coming from? And I know in healthcare, I know what kind of section you are working with, but for the most part, you really have to have that skill because it's healthcare. Like it's a very stressful job for one. So I really hope that you practice having a strong mindset where nobody would actually kind of like piss you off or kind of like make you down. Or because when you're working with people, there are some cases that the people's feelings or their toxicity, their aura, I explain it as aura, things or energy that is around us that we cannot see visually but we can feel. If a person is too toxic, if a person is too harsh, and you don't know how to separate yourself in that situation, you'll definitely gonna feel like that, the same thing. So that's why I always say, I always make it a point to kind of like, if I'm sad, I'll just say it. I'm sad, but this has nothing to do with you or something like that. Like that's why I'm so blunt because I don't want misunderstanding. And if I can express that in a way, then I would do it. Like it takes a lot of practice, it takes a lot of time and patience because you have to put effort to express yourself. But at the same time, the more you practice it, the more it's gonna be easier down the lane. Oh, diba? Down the lane. Ayan. And let's see. I'm gonna try. Oh, thank you, thank you. Yes, definitely, definitely try, 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 try. And let's see what is next. So this research shows that masculinity norms and adhering to traditional masculinity are not inherently bad things. They could contribute to higher risk of mental health difficulties. For example, one study found that there is a relationship between masculinity norms of self reliance and emotional control, depression, and less help seeking. O, diba? Ayun. And I'm gonna eat breakfast now. Take care, dear Izzy. Oh, have a wonderful, wonderful breakfast. Nako dudu, ayan. I hope you have a wonderful day and start practicing. Ayan. We'll be here every Saturday, Nako dudu. If you have any kind of like things that you want to get out of your chest, or like some ideas that you want to share or kind of like wanted to explore, please don't be shy to say that on the stream. Ayun. Thank you, Nakaruru. Ayan. So let's continue, guys. Steps when considering therapy. Oh, diba? Ayan. I want to explore this because I feel like, sometimes we come up with information and we feel like it's not really going to be helpful or useful. But at the same time, I really feel like when it comes to men, it's really hard for a man to ask for help. But if they can actually hear someone that says or share information of when or how or what are the signs to actually seek help, maybe they can be, like, who we don't know who's listening, but maybe in that particular time, in particular moment, someone would listen to it, and we wouldn't know that it actually do help them. So this is the reason I'm just sharing all of this information, because I feel like nowadays, a lot, not just men but also women, needs to really check on their mental health or mental state. Oh, di ba? Agree. Ayan, thank you so much, Nakaruru. And of course, have a nice day from Admini. Boss, you look so tan now. Yes, because it's so hot in Japan na. So usually I'm gonna do biking. I'm just doing that. Ganyan yung ginagawa ko. Ayan. Anyways, let's see. Ayan. Hmm. So if someone which is also like, these are the things, are struggling with mental health difficulties, di ba? Or where to find a space to problem solve, specifically trained therapists to work with various concerns. And this is what I'm saying, guys. Not because you are going for a therapist, it's not going to be like, you have. I feel like this is almost like anything of what we're actually getting a service out for. Like, there's always going to be the best of the best. There is going to be a good therapist and a bad therapist. But for me, as like a personal trainer and dealing with clients, I would always say, like, try, different therapists, or try to kind of like understand who is the most compatible with what you actually need. Go for a specialist if you can actually have that luxury or advantage to go. Because mental health is not, it shouldn't be taken lightly, guys. It shouldn't really. Ganon. And don't be afraid to ask around. Contact your insurance provider, and of course consider having a phone, in person, or virtual consultation with a therapist, especially now, after pandemic. You can actually do a lot of things through online, so make sure that use all this advantage. Like, if you have advantage in life, if you can actually do things that other people cannot do, take it. Grab that opportunity and use it. Not everyone has the same thing you have, so if you have it, use it. Ganon. And MRC motivation, Melvin, like and share. Oh, arigato MRC. Ayan. MRC, narinig mo na ba yung balita? Wala nang jacket. So, type mo yung mine para ibaba ni Nightbot yung iyong channel. O, diba? Ayun. Sumasakit yung ulo ko, admin. Ay, pagod na pagod talaga ako, admin. Pero gusto ko nang tapusin to. Tapusin tong isang. Ayan. O, diba? Natapos din tayo. Ayo, diba? Natapos natin. Yes, good. So yeah, there it is. Like, these are the kind of like research that I like reading, because it makes me feel I will never understand how to be a man. As you guys probably won't understand how to be a woman. All we have is knowledge. All we have are stories. That's how we can actually get a grasp of what other people are feeling. But if you personally, if you don't know how to express yourself, if you don't know how to use words correctly, it's gonna be a hard time to actually find your people and find yourself the most comfortable you can be on your own skin. And it's me, Retro. Good morning, pretty. How do you doing? It's me, Retro. Are you ready, Retro? Ayan, I found one. Is this the person that you're actually talking about? Let's see if I can bring it up. Ayan, hold on, guys. Okay, let's see. So is it Tiffany Chen? Tiffany Chen. And last time I actually did play it. I think I did able to play it. So we're gonna continue this one. This is from You It's Me Retro. So Loser Back Home is actually something that I guess it's been going on for a while in Japan. It's just, I'm not really particularly fan of new movements, every word popping up here and there. I almost not click it. Sometimes I find it such a rage click sometimes, or click rage. I don't know how to say it. So sometimes I'm not familiar with new terms that popping here and there. I just don't. I feel like it's a trigger point of mine. Hi, Purariwa. Hi, hi, hi. Ayan, diba? Let's see.
I'm out of here.
Yes, I'm out of here. Kamusta ka? Mabuti, mabuti. I'm all good, Purari. Are you Filipino, Purari? One. O, diba? Nice name, ayan. So, this one, actually, I find it very interesting. So, I don't know if retro, this one is what you're talking about. So, this is according to Tiffany Chen. Please watch it with me. Ayan, let's learn something today. Not by blood, but by heart. Oh la la. So how many years have you been in the Philippines? Ayan. If you are by heart, that means you are living in the Philippines. Majority of my friends are Filipinos. Ooh, that's nice. So you basically know the in and outs of Filipino culture, I believe. Do they teach you that? Do you have any questions for me, Ayan? If you have, or if you have any stories you want to share, Ayan, from Filipino or Filipino people. But this one, Ayan, because I'm also half Japanese, Purari one, we are actually talking about this movement or term that is popping up that's supposedly like a trend these days, which is LBH, which means losers back home, which for me, I kind of just got into one topic and talk about how I see LBH, or how I see these things in Japan. So this is from the Japanese, who actually, many people think that she made up this word, and this is her explanation. So I hope you guys let me know if you can hear it.
I did not invent this term, so unfortunately, I don't have the power to change it. And if you don't believe me, here it is on the internet from 2006.
The only gaijin in the village. Okay, something similar applies to these. See, this is what I'm saying, guys. They've already kind of like, this is from way back. Especially, when a lot of us Japanese people, we actually seeing the kind of like the stereotype of Western people that is coming to Japan. It kind of like became like repetitive in a way. So yes, I look it up and it goes back to at least 2021. LBH might be common with single women in Japan. Ooh, and let's continue this.
You can also find it on Urban Dictionary many times, and there are plenty of results on Google. Unfortunately, not me. Also, I don't think this term is exclusive to Japan. I wouldn't doubt that it's also used in other Asian countries like Thailand or, I don't know, China.
Yes, because the thing is, when you tell me about this, it's me retro. Yes, when you told me about this, I actually see a lot. There's actually like Thailand, and it's almost kind of like in mixed with Passport Bros, and like when you go to Urban Dictionary, where we kind of like talk about last time. So Puradiwan says, what that means though, can you elaborate? So LBH is, let's see if I can bring that up. These are basically, hold on, let me see if I can pull it up for you. So these are expats in good social, romantic, and or financial situation that the speaker believes he would not have been able to achieve back home. Pejorative, I don't know what's pejorative or pejorative, implies that the subject became an expat because he couldn't hack it among his countrymen. So often abbreviated to LBH, but that a page has like a jillion definitions saying it stands for let's be honest. So that's kind of like a quick glance for Urban Dictionary what loser back home means. So, okay, let's continue this one. Is that good enough for anyone? All right, thanks. It's a pleasure to meet a Filipino who is half Japanese. Yoroshiku onegaishimasu. Ayun, diba? So let's continue this
I don't think
one.
the Japanese people invented it either. If you watched my video and thought, oh, I'm going to Japan to slay, one thing I didn't mention is that these men that I referenced are fluent in Japanese. So if you don't speak any Japanese, you only speak English, and you come to Japan hoping to meet Japanese girls, you might be disappointed because Japanese people not only don't really speak English, but they're scared to speak English. So if you approach Japanese women only speaking English, it will intimidate them. They are already very shy and timid, and you will have a hard time breaking the ice. So if you're really serious, you should probably learn.
Exactly. So that's the thing. I've talked about this. I actually react about this. Like if you've never heard of the word gaijin hunter, that's kind of like girls, Japanese women who would specifically date foreigners just to boast that they are dating foreigners. It didn't matter if they're handsome or not, as long as they're the preference or the type they want. We call them gaijin hunter. They're out there, but don't don't be fooled, because the stereotype of gaijin hunters, these are the Japanese women, they would date foreigners, but they wouldn't marry you. They're just out there to explore, what's out there. But at the end of the day, they would still pick fellow Japanese men to be married with, So waste time, basically, yes. And that's why there's a huge bad stigma around gaijin hunters. A lot of, I would say, these LBH people are very, very angry. They become very bitter because Japanese don't marry them or they don't take them seriously. But what do you expect? It's very, very easy to spot a gaijin hunter. But I also have this thought process where, like, why would you even get angry about a gaijin hunter? Like if a like Japanese woman wants to date you, foreigner, just to boast, or like almost like a trophy or something, just to kind of like show off around, why would you be angry about it? Have time. If you, I feel like, if you have this skill to actually make a girl fall in love and you have all the qualifications of what they are looking for, obviously you're dating them, you get to know them, you know I think it could always go in a different path. But this is in a bigger picture what I see when we talk about losers back home. They're so fixed on something because they expect this would happen to them if they moved in Japan. These things are going to be like different from where they come from because this is different country, stuff like that. But that's kind of like a very immature way of thinking if you are coming to Japan and expect it that way. So, and let's see if I remember right, I was hearing the term in the last 80s and earlier 90s. Ayan. So Henry, yes, definitely Henry would relate to this time. So Purari one, are you a gaijin hunter? Unfortunately, I'm not a gaijin hunter because I married a gaijin. Diba? Ayan. So gaijin hunter are only for fun. I can have both. I am dead. Purari one. You're on, Purari. I like you. Ayan. And I'm willing to be a guinea pig and test this theory. See? Like that. But this is the part I always say. If you're a nobody in your country, you can always change that, of course. You can find a new life outside of your own country that doesn't accept you for who you are. But if the core of your being is not good, you're selfish, you don't really want to work with people, you don't want to better yourself when it comes to interacting with other people, I don't think even if you come to Japan, you're gonna be happy. Because Japan is all about harmony. It's all about peace and it's all about that kind of stuff. And if you're particularly into freedom of speech and all of, and you don't want to kind of like change your ways, that it'll be hard for you in Japan. It would be. And it's not just in Japan. If you're a type of person who, I'm from this country, and you go and live in another country and you have the mentality like, I won't change because I'm this, but you live in another country. It's like, I don't understand. Why you here again? You know what I'm saying? So it's very, very, for me, I don't know if it's just me, but in very, very 1+1, it's kind of like common sense, but a lot of people cannot get it. So I really want to know why. Why? That is false, because I remember Japanese women being a bit timid but not shy. It depends on the situation, Henry, because it's the thing. Japanese women, there's a huge percentage of Japanese women who likes to play dumb, but they're not dumb. Dumbness is equivalent to cuteness, okay? And sometimes I play the part especially when I'm being scolded. I'll play "Gomenasai," so you don't get scolded from I'm pretty sure you guys also do that. Ayan. And hi, ICEE! Ulala, iti! Arigato! What's the subject? You or me? How about let's put you into the subject? Do you want to be in the hot seat? Ayan, iti. More the merrier. Oh, diba? Yes, always find positive stuff, especially in negative situations. That's all I can say. It's very hard to do, but if you practice it, you can actually do it. Hey, E.T. From Retro, and I'm back. Ooh la la, Lily, what's your dinner? And yes, I like your personality too. I feel home whenever I talk to a Filipino. Oh, arigato, arigato. I and ice baby. Ooh la la, Mikey, how you doing? I was lurking on your stream, Mikey. And Et, did you live today or is it yesterday? I don't remember, but I feel like I didn't see. I was supposed to continue some live, but I don't see it in your channel. What's wrong? I'm dreaming of my last visit to Japan. It hot in the club. Hi, Mike! Yari kata o kaete kawaii onna no kato deau yo. Urara! O, diba? E.T. Yo Yo and Megalove shout out. Why do you speak? Is this from translator? Ano, it's me Retro. Ayan. Retro, what do I call you? Ayan. I feel like it's me Retro so long. Can I just call you something shorter? Ayan. X and Y. Which is X and Y? Hey Mike, laundry finished from Felipe. Ooh la la. Is Mike live? And of course to Ryan. Hola, I see. Ayan, how you doing, Ryan? How's the adult only stream that you've been to? I got brains so often I have no butt left. Lol. You have to squat na, Iti. Squat many times. That's definitely pansit. Oh my god. That would be good. Pansit and baked chicken. And guys, and also yan, YouTube guys, and if you're on YouTube, please do say hi to Purari1 on Twitch. Ayan. Why is it's not coming up? Let's see if it'll come up. Ayun. I have it daily. Diba? And did I miss anybody? I didn't miss anybody. Yes. What is that? Okay, I probably shouldn't do that. Okay. Anyways, yo, Ryan! Parang galit lang yun. Yo, Ryan! I'm so angry. Hold on, guys. Let me just hi, YouTube. Diba? Are you streaming on multiple platforms? Yes, Purari1. I am actually streaming on multiple platforms right now. But don't worry, I do see you, Purari. Ayan. Go on, just keep on talking. I like it. Hold on, guys. Let me just quick break. See, ayun, colorful. I'm blinded. Why don't like me colorful, guys? I like my shirt. I like this one. I don't remember. Yeah, I was given to this one. Yes, guys. So if you want to dress me up, guys, please do dress me up because I'm running out of clothes to dress. Ryan Avery, hi, diba? I like that you actually see me from a mile away. Ayan, that's good. I like that. Anyways, guys, and so the next one, ayan, I do have a lot of stuff, okay? So this is actually from Go Tinks. And earlier, I was telling you about the extreme. You know, when you say something, when you share something, or you want to react on something, some people would make it to the extreme where it's like, what are you talking about? Are we the extreme? You know, we're just talking about general, we're just talking about the normal, we're not talking about the extreme, you know. But this one is the example of what I think is extreme is.
I feel like Japan really nailed it when it comes to talking about those kind of guys because they just call him LBH, loser back home.
Let's talk about it. So he says that in his country, they call passport bros LBHs or losers.
And this is the thing, you know, like, that's why I keep saying when Retro talks about LBH, you know, I just thought of it as what I was trying to kind of get into a topic with you guys, because this is something that I feel it really needs a lot of maturity to talk about it, because a lot of people will get or take it too personal. And I think this one, I don't think, as long as I am researching about this, the same thing as passport bros, it's nothing bad if you think about what passport bro means. But at the same time, because the extreme of the extreme are the loudest, then the word or the movement or the group of people that this belong with becomes very stigmatized as bad. So these are the examples. Listen carefully.
Back home. So you mean to tell me that anybody that migrate to another country in search of something is a loser back in their own country? I'm going to need you to rethink your thoughts on that.
Yeah. So have you heard it? So this is what I'm saying. Not because, and I've seen this not just in my streams, or I've seen this in multiple streams, especially if your niche is into talking about stories or you're a part of a community, you know, particularly it's part of that. You know, sometimes you would say, like, in the Philippines, we have the word hugot, hugot means something that you are particularly relating to because it happened to you and you have some weird animosity around it, and that's why we said hugot, something about bitterness. At the same thing, when you kind of like tell a story, and when you say if the shoe fits, sometimes people would think that what you are saying is for them, just the same thing as this. When people says losers back home, it could be just a term, that pop up in who knows, by somebody. But if you think about the context of what it means, this things has been going on for how long has it been? Probably before even the plane has it, like these things. But for some weird reason, people love to include themselves in conversations that they have nothing to do with just because something fits, and they make it to the extreme where the point become very, very, it's gone. And this is the things that I feel particularly. I'm very, very kind of like want to be aware of what I talk on my stream, what I share with you guys, because I don't want to be the person that I don't like. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to say, I know I'm talkative and I could probably jump from one subject to another subject in that. Like I could forget what I was talking 5 minutes now and I'm going to go on for the next one. So I know that. I accept I have that. So for me, if I want to share something, at least I want the context to be there. What are we talking about? Don't be too extreme with me. When it comes to dating, you're just going to talk about something, one thing. You're not saying it's for everybody. And then people would react on it just because you hurt their ego, their pride. And don't get me wrong, I do have trigger points as well. But who doesn't? Who doesn't have any trauma, trigger points? Everyone goes through struggles. Everyone goes through a fucked up relationship. Everyone goes through shit. Judging or telling people what to do is something that I just don't like. So I don't know why I'm saying this. I just feel like sometimes that's why I don't like the new terms, new movement. Every fucking month there's a new movement popping out. I'm so happy red pill is dying. I'm so happy fat shaming is not, fat positivity. All of these things, I'm just so tired of this. We're losing the real context of why are we talking about this. We all have insecurity, deal with it. And my question is, where did it come from first? In Asian countries or here in the States? Ooh, loser back home. I don't know. Because it's like, if you really dig deep into this, that's what I'm saying. Every new term, every movement comes from something, comes from an idea. Comes from an idea, and then YouTube is here to be relevant, to be trending, to be viral. We create words so that people would give us attention. But sometimes the context, the thing that you're fighting for, the advocacy that you really want to share, the subject that you really want to explore, it's getting abused, exploited, and people are just crazy. Everyone has opinion, but then if someone would react on what your opinion or you shared, then people just kind of like allergic to accountability. And I'm not saying this because I'm perfect. I'm not, but at least I'm trying. I'm trying my best to feel like I'm trying or I'm making something out of my life. And for me to be like, we are survivors of pandemic. People actually unexpectedly died. Healthy people, very young people, people that can actually make a difference in the world probably died. And us, what are we doing? Don't get me wrong. These things, conversation, some people might find it, this is a waste of time. I don't think it is. Because without conversation, without healthy discussion, without talking things that are very, very awkward to talk about because it's such a taboo, it's so stigmatized, you're gonna, like kind of like rub people off the wrong way. You have to filter everything. And don't get me wrong, I advocate filtering because not everyone can understand and can comprehend and can probably swallow what I'm supposed to say. It's not for everyone. But if you're too weak to understand and accept who you are, do you really think people will accept you if you yourself cannot accept who you really are? So it's just, I wish people are kids. Then I would have, justification why they act like this. But no, no, I'm afraid for my kids. They're gonna grow up in this messy world and they're the only adults. You know what I'm saying? It's very unfair. What are you talking about, Henry? I yawn. And true, but that first guy was generalizing every person. That's the issue. And yes, I'm also like part of that. I was once a very dumb, naive, don't know any better, and I would generalize everyone just because they did bad to me. Where did it take me? Loneliness. I don't want that. I changed. It's hard to change, but I never regretted changed. I said goodbye to people, yes, but it has to be done or I'll never be happy. These are the things we have to go through. Whether you like it or not, we have to be an adult and we have to take certain things that are hard just to make sure that the next generation will have a better life. You know what I'm saying? LBH. Oh, diba? Ayhan. And to me, is a very smart move to search the globe for the one for you. That's a winner. And what are you talking about, ICEE? I'm confused. I'm always confused with you, ET. So it's time to pay back. You're confused too. Oh, diba? And every day, that's wrong. They cannot generalize to people. Not all, but some. They are. Yes. And I actually do understand. Like, actually, the last time I practiced not generalizing is actually, I think it was last night. I'm gonna tell you what I'm watching. So anyways, okay, don't judge me on what I'm watching, okay? Yeah, we are people that is looking for someone special, and that means more than a phrase. So yes. So one, I was watching, what's the name of it? It's almost like, it's a reality TV show. It's almost like, those Netflix TV show, Too Hot to Handle and stuff like that. But this particular TV show I was watching, they're naked. I think it's Naked and Dating, something like that. That's what I was watching. Okay, don't judge me, okay? Anyways, I was watching that. And then there's this woman. She's kind of like, she's, when you think of like a dyke, can you still say that word? I don't know. You like a lesbian, but they're kind of like fat-ish or chubby, and they walk a certain way. And, in my head, I always think of a sex therapist or somebody who deals with couples and sexual stuff, therapists like that. I always have this stereotype of they're sexy and very like, if they're a woman, they're gonna be so feminine and so sexy, like a goddess. So there's this woman and it's like, huh? So I instantly just generalized it, and I caught myself and I said, Well, that's bad. I shouldn't generalize. Let's hear what she has to say. And for the most part of the TV show, she's spot on. Like, she's a very good therapist. I can say that because she would come up with little things that only a therapist can probably, say, because it's something new to a normal person like me. So, yes. And walk or waddle, like that waddle. I don't know what's waddle. And oh, I miss watching Too Hot to Handle. Oh, diba? I like it. Oh, diba? And yes, just like some people, they like to compare to other person. I hate that. Ooh, that's another one. It's very normal, especially if you grew up in a Filipino culture. It's very normal that comparing is part of everybody. Because not to bad mouth, if you're Asian, you understand what I'm saying, okay? So please do comment one. And if you are Asian and watching this, please do let me know in the comments down below as well. But yes, so yeah, we like comparing, and that's actually one also of my process, like changing the path that I'm trying to make for my life, my mindset, changing my mindset. That's one of the, on top factors that I tried to change. Like, don't ever, like, I will never ever compare myself to other people. If I'm going to compare myself to other people, it's because I am motivating myself, like in a way where it's positive. Like, if the person is successful, if she can do it, I can probably do it. I just have to work more, in that kind of comparison, in a positive light. So that's kind of like how I deal with my mentality, of my mindset, and how it kind of like slowly, made me into who I am right now. And it's still processing, it's still in progress. And that's why you guys are my life journey, guys, because I'm gonna learn a lot from you guys. Ganon. Okay. Generally, Sims, passport bro, mongers in general are looking at two groups of people. So you need to be specific. What about BLM community? It's more complicated. See, another community. And this is the thing with me. Like, I feel so old sometimes because I couldn't understand. And that's because I'm not in social media a lot. For the most part, YouTube, I'm so happy. I feel like this is such an achievement for me because I can consistently say that I am trying my best to be like streaming once a week, putting out videos, and making sure that I'm on top of my channel. But if you're gonna tell me to do Instagram, Facebook, and all of that, I can't, because personally, I don't like being in social media too much because I know the power of it. I know the power of how it could affect how I see life. And I want to see life in my way. I want to see life the way how people around me see life, because these are the people that I'm going to be with, that I'm going to go towards this journey. Not social media, not people that I compare myself in social media. No, you shouldn't compare, because that's social media. You don't know what's behind the scenes all the time. It's not a hidden reason, or it's not a hidden secret idea or reason. It's out there. E.T. Ryan, what is BLM community? I try to stay away from things that I feel personally comes from just to be relevant, in a way, like fat positivity. Oh my God, I stayed away. Like, I just really stay away because I know I'm gonna say something. So for me to not say anything, I stay away. Don't click it. Don't listen to it. I know what's real, I know what's facts, and that's it. I don't want to hear anything that is not relevant. I don't want to be filled with irrelevancy. Don't get me wrong, I have my irrelevancy time. I waste time as well the way I want it to as well. But to kind of like just sometimes when I'm on YouTube and just kind of like sometimes on Reddit, that's social media, I guess, but usually most of the time I would be on Reddit because there's more people that talks and interact and you actually see different perspective. So sometimes you would go there and then it's like just the irrelevancy of the fights, of the reasoning. It's like it's too much. It's like sometimes I feel like, is this the only thing you do? So I don't know, guys. I'm just saying, I'm probably very, very negative right now. I'm really tired right now, guys. Ayan. So bear with me, everyone. If you're living on YouTube, it's a totally different world, bet. Some like it, some believe in it, and some desperately seeking for it. And social media can take over someone's life and also destroy your life too. Exactly. And I've been talking about this as well. How many times you hear social media is to blame for what dating is nowadays. Social media is to blame why women are like this. Social media is to blame why men are like this. No one takes accountability of clicking and downloading the app. Where's those people? Where are those? Nah? Nothing? No? Nah? That is mind-boggling to me. It's like the audacity of people sometimes. Like blaming people for your own shit. It's like, and also another thing that, just because we're in this line, like the kids, I feel bad. Like ever since I've been on YouTube, the more and more I see like how people become an adult and they act like kids. We can be kids. Don't get me wrong. Now I play games, I play things, that only kids do. I laugh, I banter, I joke, I love comedy. But there's always going to be appropriate times for this. Not all the time. And I've never been on one of those apps. Ooh la la! You're lucky, Mike. That's their reasoning. Their conversation would be like that, So I don't know, guys. These are basically my own personal kind of like, I've been wanting to share this about this LBH. I just really think, not just taking that whatever LBH. I just think people are getting and good luck to all of us, guys. Good luck to the next generation, because I'm pretty sure our parents, how much of our parents think of us as stupid and us stupid, and then the next and the next. It's just a cycle, guys. But if you're here in ICEE, I hope you're actually making good things in your life. Don't be trapped in the system, or don't be into the generalization of just because one thing happens and then you're gonna generalize to everybody. Don't be like that. Even though the world is such a messy place, how many times you've been betrayed. Like for me, I gave up on having friends at one point because I feel like it's all heartache after heartache after heartache after heartache. But now, no, I can't. I cannot give it up, because not everyone, if out of 10 people I can get one real person, I'll take that. because having a real person, having someone that you actually feel like you're comfortable, you belong with this group, you belong in this community, you feel comfortable in your own skin, is so powerful to me that I will do it. I wouldn't be bitter. We only live once. Make it count, in whatever thing, don't expect too much about whatever. Make it count. What makes count for you? Ganon. Lilibet, I thought from your conversation, generally speaking, there have different class of characters. In their belief, life is hard and being deprived of opportunities. The only person that can limit this, I believe. And of course, people would say case by case scenario, yes. But I also come from a place where, that I want. So I always believe you are the only person that limiting yourself. You don't have to limit yourself. Open your mind, like the same thing as who watch here, like, Rick and Morty. Who watch Rick and Morty? I like that. Open your mind. I like that one. I hate people who break promises, who ask me to go up on panel on YouTube. It really pissed me off. Why does it piss you off though, Ryan? So these are the things. Sometimes I feel we always want to ask why to other people. Why this? How about, why do I have to ask this question? Like internalize first. Like, why is it necessary for you to understand? Why does it is a big deal for you? Then you start from there. I think that's way better. Because then you can actually make yourself and express yourself in a way that this is just because it bothers you. And then maybe if the person who promises you that they will do that, they'll probably can understand that they have to pay attention on you because it bothers you, and you will understand where they are in your kind of like community in a way. Yeah, broken promises is worse than lies. Lilibeth, I know, right? Just be yourself. And this is another thing, Henry. Like this phrase, just be yourself. It's like people, the same thing as they would exploit this. I just want to be myself. What if you're a piece of shit? Oh, really? You want to be yourself? Okay. But if people doesn't want you, then don't blame them. Because you want to be yourself, right? So there's always going to be consequences. There's always going to be like a cause and effect. So remember, just always be truthful and realistic of what you want. If it's okay for you, if it's not a big deal for you, then good. But if it's a big deal for you, express that it is a big deal for you. Express yourself, and it will take skills. Oh my god, like even me, I'm having hard time expressing myself sometimes, So I'm practicing. Because I want people to understand where I'm coming from. Especially, I like this. I like interaction. And I'm not going to get an interaction from you guys if I don't know how to express myself either. So yes, that's what I'm saying. Ryan, there's two person did that to me. They promised, but they broke their promise. And what you want to inspect what is inside my complicated veins. Some are dangerously sensitive and will trigger me to get the hell out of my dream world. I don't understand that, E.T. You're definitely in your universe. Good for you, E.T. Every one of us has our own universe in our head, and sometimes it's nice when people can understand where you're coming from. Like you have those like level-headed, like not level-headed people, like like-minded people it's nice because then you don't have to like filter yourself all the time. You don't have to feel like ashamed all the time. You don't have to be judged all the time. All of this unnecessary stuff to just express yourself, So you have to find these people, guys. And I'm really happy, like some of you guys, like I really kind of like feel super authentically like caring for me. I like that in the community. Hold on, guys. I feel like there's something in my throat. Hola, hola, and we are back. Yes. So, let's see. You can't please everyone. If someone doesn't like you, that's their right. Exactly. It's like, I don't know. Like, as I've said, this is, if you're a Filipina out there, sa mga Pilipino ko dyan, alam ko, naiintindihan niyo yung kultura natin. For foreigners, for English speakers in the Philippines, I've said this, and this is just my opinion, this is just kind of like my bubble, the way I see it, the way I observe it, and it could be different from other people. But for me, one of the deep-rooted culture of Filipino that I feel should not be practiced in a way, especially with the new generation, is that feeling of you have to please people around you before yourself. How about just harmony? But having some balance. Like, how about teaching us that there are boundaries? That it's okay to have boundaries. It's not bad. Because in the Philippines, I feel like if you put boundaries, especially with your family or your supposedly close friends or true friends and brothers and sisters and all of that, whatever, if you put boundaries, I feel like it's always taken as a wrong thing, as a bad thing. Like you're too selfish. That's one of the things. And in that tradition, you create people who are people pleasers. And not everyone can get out of it, can get out of that mentality, because not everyone has that kind of wanting to be like them. Some people are just naturally followers. They like to follow. That's why we have religion. That's why we have politics. Some people like to follow, some people like to lead their life. So yeah. I can promise you two things from the rose I give to you. Which do you prefer? Ooh la la, E.T., what is that? I need words of honor. And if I hate that person, I'll give the bottom part of the rose. If I love and cherish, I will give the top part. Wow, top and bottom. What if they want the bottom, E.T.? I suggest thorn. Diba? And boots. Follow you. Follow you wherever he may go. Something like that. Ayan. Yes, Lilybeth, there's not many left. Believe me, I know well. Yes. So these are the things. So we will never know what a person feels. It's just like, stop thinking and assuming that other people exactly understand where you're coming from. And I think one of it is I learned from the stream. I learned as being a streamer, as a YouTuber, or whatever you call it. I feel like words are very important. It's very powerful. It can reach many lives. So don't take it too lightly, I guess. I don't know. You know, it's up to you guys. That's kind of like the character. You know, I'm not saying this because I want you to do it. Nothing like that. I just want you to explore that idea and kind of like understand what you really want out of your life as well. Like you want this, you know. And I just want people to find their happiness. Because I feel like if there's people that are more happy, then we have probably less problem on earth. Ganon. Yo, put some background viewing na. And Henry says, with me, I try to keep my promises, but sometimes I can't. But there's always things going on that is not in your control. And yes, that's why for me, this is my mindset, you know, when it comes to promises. At an early age, I already hear the phrase promises are meant to be broken. So for me, I thought of it, then why would you promise? You know? So sometimes if I promise or say the word promise, I'll try and make sure that I would say I won't promise. You know, if I'm gonna do something, but I won't promise. Because for me, it's like, I don't know. You know, we don't know. And not just for me, but for the people that I love, if they promise me something, I'm not going to get a hold of them. Like, you promise this. No. It's like, I don't think like that in a way because I don't want anybody around me to feel the pressure that I feel every day of my life. Having pressure for yourself is not nice. So if I can lessen, if I can lighten up, you know, the feeling of people around me, you know, in that word. And also for me, like, we know that promises, if they're broken, it hurts, you know. So for me, I know that, you know, there's no guarantee in promises. So just hope for the best. Do the work and hope for the best. But I won't get people and hold people because they promise something. Because I also know life is very unpredictable. And, you know, we all only have our choices at the moment. And that's all we have. If the person wants to keep their promise, that's on them. And for me, if a person kept that promise, good for them. If they cannot, I would totally understand. Because I just don't want to feel hurt, you know, because sometimes we put that to ourselves. You know, if you don't expect, then you won't get hurt. You know, things like that. That's how I think. But I'm not saying you have to think like that, guys. I'm not saying that. But just kind of like an idea of how I run my mental state. My mental state. Oh, diba? I adore it, diva! Welcome back. How are you? I see any more people need squashing today. I don't know. We'll see. I am. And hi, POB from ET. And of course, to P puts on boots, everyday part of life. Henry, Lily Corvette, and Felipe G. Diba? Let's see who else is there. Ayun. And promise is not a good answer in modern days. Best to say I try my best, which is positive but not on a negative side. Talaga! E.T., I agree. I try my best because shit can happen. Instant sabotage of promises. And stay DTF with ICEE. You know, like with me, usually I would say like things. Like I'll try, I promise. And you know, like sometimes it becomes like a thing that just comes out. And this is why sometimes I feel I am trying, but of course I'm not perfect. I'm gonna try, like for me in a way, I'm gonna try to be aware as much as I can, but I know I'm gonna fuck up somewhere in here and there. So I need to be accountable in every actions. Because it's just like this. You know, for 3 years, I'm still late for the most part of my stream. It's just like I can't, you know. It's like there's so much things to do. And sometimes as much as I want to do it right, things happen, technical difficulties, blah 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 blah. It's hard. It's really hard. So, not to hurt people and stuff like that. I think it's just a way of cycle of how to kind of like interact with each other. For me, I'm not gonna I find it better if I don't put too much into the promise. I just hope for the best. That's all I think about. And Nightbot, thank you. I put honey on myself to be this way. Diba? Ayan from Puts and Thumbs Up, baby. I'd say hello, everyone, from Tinay and Bim Bim. Diba? Tinay, ayan. And of course, ICEE, if you fuck up, don't worry, you'll eventually because anything that goes up must come back down. And Tina, can we try 69 and see we can strike a bingo? And Yahoo Tina, mega love shout out. And don't promise if you can make it simple as that. I want. And this is the thing. Sometimes we human beings are emotional, and for the most part, we can be very, very immature at some certain instances. And all we can really do is just kind of like learn from mistakes and be very, like, if express it in a way that the other people would understand how you feel. Like for me, I'm always blunt that I actually make people run away from me. Because sometimes I'm too blunt. Because I don't like assuming, especially when I'm too paranoid on something. I just rather straight to the point. Do we have a problem? Because I'm very absent-minded sometimes. Like I forget a lot of things. I really do. That's why I'm always into cognitive training. I'm always into like, reading and stuff like that, because I understand that I'm weak into certain things. And one of them is remembering certain things that I've said, So if I'm being remembered on things that I've said, then it's kind of like a flow. And that's how I like it in my bubble, in my life, in my personal life. Like if I don't understand things and I feel like there's something going on that I can't understand, then if it bothers me, then I'll go straight to the point and ask what's the problem. And with that being said, you have to express. And that's why I'm practicing that, expressing myself in a way that I wouldn't rub people the wrong way. But I'm pretty sure I will still do it, because not everyone, you cannot please everyone. And I cannot always filter myself as well. So at least for me, I know who I am. Things that I'm saying here, I might not believe next year. Who knows? Life is so mysterious like that sometimes. So yes. But 9 months exploded na. 9 months later, Tina. And let's see, POB. Lots of people get confused with our conversation with Tina 69 because it game of bingo numbers and it went sideways. Yes, I've heard about this a lot. Oh, so let's see. Let's talk about this one. I have something for you guys. Sideways, always the easiest way. Oh, la la. So, like for example, things we talk about in our stream. How many times we kind of like talk or tell a story, but we don't really put the whole context. We are coming on telling a story in our point of view and not actually telling the details that it is from your point of view. You become a generalization, and the context wouldn't be there. Just the same thing. I'm pretty sure I've watched that one because it's like E.T. was saying something like a quickie or something, and it become like, it was translated, and that's what social media is. That's what YouTube is. And if you're a YouTuber right now, you probably saw the new, it's kind of like newish in our YouTube analytics. It says, did you alter anything that is in the video? Meaning, did you put a story that is not what it is really meant for? You know what I'm saying? May ganung setting, bago yun, diba? So because these are the contexts, you can edit things to look the way of how you want to share it. And it could be exploiting other people. You know, you can, like, I've had this, and since you're here, E-Team, I think one of your streams you talk about like people using their, like other people's picture, you know, as we call it in general, not just on YouTube, in general, we call them catfish, right? Like pretending to be somebody else, like using somebody's identity and it's you, you know, like that. Am I explaining it the way it's supposed to be? I'm so lost na talaga. Okay, E.T., but I like my imagination more though. I always like the double-sided jokes. Always just kidding around. And puts 8 to 10, lol. And POB joined the Sideways Clubs. It's always fun and crazy with laughter and silliness. So let's see, one is like that. So when I was starting on YouTube, so I was in the screen, like I was on the screen. I'm in the panel. I was talking, blah, blah, blah. I was having fun, blah, 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 blah. And then someone get in the chat in my name, my picture, and my name. And I was in the panel talking, so it couldn't have been me. And in all seriousness, I was really like shocked that if the stream is still on this time, you'll probably see how I just kind of like say things, because it really do shock me. Because for one, I know catfish exist, but this is not a good behavior, you know, because these things do happen. You know, once you put yourself in the public eye, people will try to mimic you. People will try to, you know, like ruin you. These things, it doesn't have to be social media. You have this in your backyard. It could be your neighbor, you know, 2 houses from there. That could be that. It doesn't have to be social media. So in a way, everything we say in social media, especially if we are committing in a community, really do matters. And please be very careful with people like this. I don't like it, you know, because it's impersonating someone, you know. And in the whole concept of things, I do give benefit of the doubt, because not everyone, like in my situation when this did happen, the person that did this was doing this out of fun, you know, like a prank or something, because I'm just kind of like passionate on top, and they just kind of like wanted to kind of like throw me off, maybe, you know, it's for fun supposedly. So for me, you know, like not everyone understand. In the Philippines, I did find that phase where people are actually making it normal that it's okay to use your aunt's picture as you, or your daughter's picture as you. Like this is very normal, that it's not even a big deal. I've had that phase, you know. So the more you tell the information, good information of what are the boundaries, what is the good and the bad, then I think, you know, we will have a lesser problem, you know, especially in the community on YouTube. And you can actually do this in your own time as well, in personal life as well. So yes. And E.T., my friends, from Puts on Bits, ayan, everyone takes stories differently. Yes, because we all think differently. I like that shirt design. Ah, thank you, Cosmic. You like this? I actually do like it, especially on the like this because you can see my stomach. And good night, everyone. My eyes getting heavy because of so she's drinking. Okay, good night, Lily, and thank you for such a wonderful addition to the live chat. Appreciate that a lot, and have a wonderful night. Oyasumi. Ganon. And night, Lily. Hi from Cosmic. Good night, Lily. From Puts on Boots, and have a good night. And from my admin as well, Lily. Good night and thank you. Good night, Lily. Sweet dreams. Don't think about the thorns. It hurts. Better smell the flowers. Aw, how sweet of you, ICEE. So those are the things that kind of like I feel, when you're on social media, it's nice to kind of like share information, but at the same time, make sure that you're being accountable on things that you are saying, But as I've said, each on their own, I don't really. I don't really care. I don't mind, as long as you're not hurting anybody, or at least anybody that people will find it very personal when it does happen to them at some point. So, yeah, we'll just have to be very accountable in all the things. So, anyways, to kind of like finish this whole thing, ayan, so we can all relax and rest, ayan. I have someone, we talk about this, I'm being negative about this, maybe it's kind of like, we're all kind of like exhausted with how messy the world is. You can actually tell me I'm immature as well, I'm this and that. Like, everyone has their own opinion, and it's fine. It really is fine. So with that being said, I do, if I'm really gonna let myself be vulnerable of what I'm feeling about the world, I would say watching this made me feel hopeful. Because when I've watched this particular interview, I was talking about Japan, where they are talking in the mainstream about, what is it? Toyoko. I think it's Toyoko. It's basically kids in Japan who are being out there, like, like street children kind of way. Like they're being rebellious. They're being like, they're living on the streets. They want to be home. They're being abused in the home, mentally, physically. So these things, in Japan, I am so proud that we are safe here. Like, I don't see any street children here, unlike in the Philippines, which always breaks my heart. So I'm happy like that. So when I heard this in the mainstream that this happens, and don't get me wrong, I feel like there's a little exploitative way of sharing that particular article, because I think that's not really that much of like a big deal. I mean, it's happening, but who doesn't have a rebellious kid? In any country, you'll see them. You'll definitely gonna see them. So when I've heard about this, it kind of like got me very worried, because as a mother, I want my kids to grow up. This is why I decide Japan, because this is a safe and wonderful for families to bring up. So yeah, it does really bother me. And after having all of that, I couldn't shake it off. I was told to watch this. And this made me very helpful or hopeful. And I hope if you are coming from a place where I am feeling the same way, especially for guys who have kids, for people who wants to have kids in the future, if you're worried, if you're angry, to calm down your senses, please watch this with me and let me know what you think. Ayan. And hi, I see fit. Oh, Tamil Steven. Konbanwa. Hope you are doing today looking beautiful as always, and hope you're doing well. I'm trying. I feel like my voice is like gone. Like I'm having like really Hard time recovering a little bit. Anyways, E.T. make a rose garden, then you will say. Question: have anyone really seen a rose being pollinated by a bee? I'm still looking for one. No wonder I cannot fall in. I thought you're in love na, E.T. I thought you have a wife, E.T. Ayan, Rose Gordon. I thought you have a love life, E.T. Okay, so anyways, before I do anything, I have a garden full of roses. That's why the song says, I never promised you a rose garden. What's that song, ETL? Are you gonna sing that? Oh, by the way, guys, before anything else, this is not set yet. This is not set yet. I need to drink water. Hold on, guys. I'm struggling here. I'm struggling. Oh, God. No, I think it's just my migraine, guys. It's just kicking in. I don't think the pills did kick in, but yes, we're gonna make this through. We're gonna get this through, okay, guys? I don't want to miss a stream without you guys, so I can do this. I can do this. Okay? I never asked for a rose garden. I already have one. Ooh la la. O, diba? Yes, and the lights are not helping. But anyways, let's watch this. My imagination is going to places. Ayan, let's see. And thank you, Ryan Avery. Ayan, to our sexy host. I'm sexy. Anyway, so this is what I was saying to you guys. So I don't know if Inside of You with Michael Rosenbaum, I don't know how to pronounce his name. I hope I pronounce it correctly. So this is his interview. If you're a Stranger Things fan, you probably know him. This is from Gaten Matarazzo Gets Real. This is, I think he's 21 now. And listen to him while he says these words, this interview, guys.
It's sort of rhetorical, but it's something that I can relate to, and you probably in a bigger way, maybe. When I was on a show, Smallville, and when it came out, it was huge. Boom. Season 1, season 2, season 3, you're in the covers, you're in this, you're in every talk show, everybody wants you. And now, towards the end, the writers and everybody go, oh, next show. Oh, there's the next show. It's always the next show and the next show and the next show. And so after like a couple of seasons, did you feel like, oh, we're not as big as we were, or people don't care as much as they used to? Did you ever feel like that?
If I did, it was nothing but refreshing.
Really?
Weirdly enough. Yeah, I think I never necessarily, it's not what I did it for. It's not what I necessarily ever really liked. Of course, I understand all the wonderful things it has done for me and my family. When it comes to financial security, of course, like that's just something that like growing up, it was always a real struggle. And then suddenly it's not. And that's like, well, when you're that young, it's not really like you can really reflect and understand how incredible that is for your family and for you. But then like also there's like a part of it where like you're that young and you're suddenly the breadwinner for your family when you're, 12. And that's not something that like is normal at the time. And even now I'm like, absolutely, of course, I would love to do that. But it's not like when you are 13, you have the ability to reflect and be like, is this something I'm okay with going forward?
So why am I sharing this with you guys? Because after what I said earlier, this made me very hopeful. Because for the most part, I feel like everyone is such a follower that they don't understand how to find their own voice. And I'm also one of those people. I follow this, I follow that. You know, I was a dumb kid. What do you expect? This is what I'm saying. We are going to be in an age where we're not going to be called as minors. We're going to be an adult. Remember that time when you were 18 and you can actually decide for your own self? You can get your own bank account. Everything is on you. You know how much happy you are at that time? You know? So sometimes I feel like we forget that these things comes with responsibility. And like just going through all of this and just seeing this happening, like me also, like in a hindsight being in this, and you see a lot of late bloomers as well. I am actually in a point where sometimes I would let myself feel like I'm scared for the next generation, scared for my kids. Like if these guys or women keep doing this, keep renting the same shit, when it's all about just love each other, just try to understand each other, how hard is that? It's like, oh my god. So anyways, for a kid like that to actually think like that, it gives me hope that there are people out there that they can actually think for themselves, that there are still kids out there that really can really critically, logically think of things through and not just follow who is the most famous of the now. So yeah, I grew up having a disability from Ryan. And of course, JQ. Oh, diba? Hola, 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 JQ. How you doing? Is Stardust and you done? Is Stardust done? I was there. I was just lurking because, I was really, really like running late. Ganon. Henry, though, shall not sneeze. Oh, diba? Why not? And hey, Puts, how ya doing from John Queen? And Henry, it's definitely a reminder that I need to trim myself. Oh, diba? And hi, Blue Eyes. Oh, diba? My Nightbot says hi to you, JQ. I found you. Stop hiding. I'm not hiding. I just don't really have. I already said this on my Discord this week. It's gonna be like you're probably not gonna see me in a lot of streams and chats, but I'll probably be lurking and listening to people that I like listening to and supporting as well, both. Ganon. What? I never follow your voice. I don't need that. I have a video loud. Voices sometimes very frightening, but I'm in control. It sounds like someone that don't say it like that. It sounds like you're Ayan. And one day I will not be a virgin. I'm a bit scared. Oh la la. Where are you, Virgin John P? Be specific, JQ. Be specific. Ayon. Did I missed anything? I didn't. I had a bank account when I was 9 and already making decisions for myself when I was 6. So I guess I really did grow up too fast. Yes. Yes, definitely. And I see your top is making me dizzy with my tongue. Ooh la la, come on now, JQ. It's too early for the tongue out. I'm going back to sleep. It's 1:46 a.m. Good night, my dear friend ICEE, baby. Arigato, arigato, Ryan. And oh, Yasumi, have a wonderful night. And don't let the bed bugs bite. Diba? Ayan, hi, admin, mega love, shout out. Ayun. So yes, so for one, being grateful. That's the first thing. Being grateful, very, very underrated word. Very kind of like sweep off, like I feel like a lot of people doesn't really understand the meaning and how to be grateful. You cannot just be grateful on certain things that are good. Sometimes bad things, whether it's bad, whether it's good, it's almost like, when you're always thinking good things, but then when bad things, you only just complain. It's like, that's kind of like, So yes, that's one of the things that I feel a lot of people doesn't really take seriously, being very grateful for everything. Just like, Henry. Henry, 9 years old, already have a bank account. 6 years old, making decisions already. Like, I'm grateful I don't have that. I'm grateful because I can spend, like, I can actually be happy of my childhood, even thinking about it now, even when I'm just happy, and I have to be grateful for that, because not everyone have it like that. And it's not even comparing in a bad thing, because this is what I'm saying. When you say something and then people would react on it as if it's because you are saying something that is so negative, it's like, come on now. It's like, it's when I'm really really feeling tired, it's really really a pessimistic place to be. I feel like I'm so very, very dark today. But JQ, don't misuse your tongue. Can be dangerous in some places. Diba? Orgasmotitis. Ay, ulala, what is that? Puts Ryan, good night. And thank you, Ryan. Have a wonderful, wonderful night. Ayun. And words of wisdom from John Queen. What did John Queen says? Ayun. Okay, let's see. Ayan. And also, being the breadwinner. I grew up in the Philippines, as I've said. My childhood is in the Philippines. I've met so many breadwinners in my lifetime. Of my 200 years of lifetime, I met a lot of breadwinner, especially if we talk about my fellow Filipino people. A lot of them carry this huge obligation because they're the breadwinner. But sometimes, these things, nobody thinks like this. Being grateful because you can provide. Usually I've met a lot of breadwinner and they would blame their family because they put all the obligations to them. Why didn't you say no? Oh, because it's culture, because it's tradition. Why did you follow even if you think that's not good for you? These are the questions that I feel people lack sometimes. It is hard. It is hard to fight against your own belief, with how you grew up, your culture. It's almost like you're betraying your culture. But what is really important, your culture or you? Your culture or your happiness? Then, whatever you decide, be okay with your decision. Whatever happens, whether it's good or bad, that's your choice. Don't blame anyone if it's not gonna go according to plan, because you made that. You're not a minor. You're an adult. For the most part, I think we're all adult here, right, guys? I am POV. Hopefully, Drake, you don't lose his double virginity. Oh, there's double virginity. Origami. Double. But I still won't change anything because I have done more than I ever thought I would. And I had a lot of fun doing what I wanted and enjoy all of my travels. Exactly. That's a good mindset. I really feel like at this point of my life, at this phase of my life, I really believe that our mindset, how we develop our mindset, the more we grow old, the more we mature, is what will be the kind of like one of the factors that would predict of how happy you are going to be in your life. Because no matter how much success you have, You know, you can be successful. You can have millions of millions in the bank. You don't have to work. You can have your perfect partner. You can have your friends around you. You can have everything that you have to ask for. But if your mindset is shit, if all you think about is people are there to out to get you, all negative, your life won't be happy. No matter what. You know, because mindset, I just really think mindset is very, very powerful, and we underestimate the power of how we can change our life just through thinking, of how we think. Because think and then react is usually like a twin. No, I bet twice already, E.T. and no regrets. Ayan. Oh, another one. No regrets. Remember we talked about no regrets, you know? And I was like thinking about it, having a discussion about it. Like when we say no regrets, because I'm not a native English speaker, guys. So I only kind of like express things the way I understand it. But I also understand that not everything I know, especially when it comes to words in English, does mean what it is, because I live in Japan and in Philippines. Sometimes there's innuendos that we use a certain word that means something in America or in other parts of the country, but other parts of the world, but in Japan or in the Philippines, they're using it in another thing. You know, things can change like that. But if I would be open about, you know, things, knowledge, wisdom, and that's how I kind of like get to understand that this is way bigger than me, and I have to explore it, and I have to be open about it if I really want to learn. And that's why, for me, if you're a person who thinks you're always right, whatever you say should be always be done, I don't like that. Because you are limiting yourself, and I don't want to limit myself, because I don't know how good I can be if I limit myself. And the same thing with people around me. If I'm gonna limit what they can do because I think this is not for them, this is not who you are, who the fuck it's like, who the fuck am I to think? It's their thing, let them do their thing, kind of way. So yeah, but at the same time, it really becoming a pet peeve when people do certain things and they would always find someone to blame because of it, and they couldn't find the real reason because they don't want to accept it. For me, I have my share of people to be in that kind of, and it's not good for me. So I, you know, for the most part of my life, I love being with people who wants to learn, who are all for like, oh yes, ideas. You know, it doesn't really matter who gets to be number one or this. It's like, there's no, like, if there's jealousy, then make it as a motivation, you know, rather than jealousy and, you know, like, do it in a negative light. Use the jealousy, like, this is mindset. Use that jealousy to motivate yourself so you can do better. Not because you want to be better with that person, but because you can. Like, oh, I'm jealous, that means I want that. If I want that, I have to do the work. You know, these little things, these are mindsets. You know, mindsets that not all of us actually apply, but we can apply it, but we don't want to because it's really hard, you know. And I will blame YouTube. You always blame YouTube. You always have something to blame, John. No refund on spent time. Ladies, ayan, and let's see, hey, How many people can say they've been on stage around the world, and how many people can say they have done everything that they want to do in their life? Exactly. Another mindset. You know, I've had this, I don't know, I feel like a broken record because I keep telling this story, but you know, like, this is one of the pivotal times of my life, and I love making myself remember, because this is something that I feel really, really connected with who I am and how lucky I am, you know, how I unlock that being grateful in a deeper meaning of life, is when I was in the gorge attending Base Canyon, looking at the wonderful nature and being free and being comfortable with my own skin, because I was wearing such a slutty outfit in a very foreigner world. You know, that's very powerful to me. And I remember my family in the Philippines. You know, I remember me as a little girl in the Philippines. A Philippines where everyone thinks is a third world country. If you're a Filipina, you can do shit. If you're a Filipina, you're poor, blah, 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 blah. But I was there. I was on the top of it. You know, looking down on a wonderful and very, very nice fucking place. And it made me feel really good. It's like, I feel like I made it. You know, I'm here. And if only I can bring admin and everyone of my family to there so they can see what I see, the beauty of nature, the beauty of people, like-minded people, because people that go to the concert is like-minded people. We're like headbanging there, you know. We're all slutty. Who gives a shit? It's time for fun, you know. So it's like that. How many people out there in the world can actually feel that exact powerful, like how powerful I felt in me, you know? So I'm very grateful, and I want to like share it, because I feel like a ticking bomb of love that if I don't get this out, I'm gonna get crazy, because I need to get this out. And that's why YouTube is a good platform. It's up to the owner of the channel. It's up to the community. It's up to you guys. If you are with me, or if you are with your community, you know, if you are not a YouTube channel owner, if you're a viewer, for people who you support, are you with them? You know, voices are very powerful in a way. I'm very, very emotional right now. But yeah, those are the things. If I get deep, that's why I said, you know, it's your fault, guys. My title says Going Deep with ICEE. Okay? So don't blame me if I'm too deep. I already said that in my title. Nightbot, I forgive you too. I don't do drugs, kids. And Nightbot, I'm doing the best I can. Why, Nightbot? Deep in the eyes. Lieutenant Nescafe. Lieutenant Nescafe. Ooh, I didn't see you there. Ay, peekaboo. 99. Ba. That's how we do it in Japan. Peekaboo. Ayan. In Tagalog, it bulaga. And in Japan, it's like 9. Ba. I like that. I like to do it. It's like the dress, you know, like when you're putting it. It's like 9. Bah, like that. I like that. Oh my god, they're adorable. And I see, and of course, Stardust. Yeah. So, did you have a wonderful time? And putting a limitation in your potential is not a good decision, mostly. And I personally think that. Tamu 7. Aw. Yes. So, you guys, like-minded people like me in my stream, you are really, like, I really do appreciate you, because then you give me hope. You know, like you give me hope that I'm not crazy on my own. Like some people share the same emotion. Ayan. And Stardust! Ayan, from Puts on Boots. Ayan, let's see. Who did I miss? Oh my God, hello, my Star of David. Ayan, hello, darkness, my old friend. I come to talk to you again. La 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 la. I am familiar with playing Japayuki in Japan. Yes, the term, another one, a stigma. You know, like people that Filipina, this is the generalization. You know, Japayuki. It's a term that people used. But if you know the history, and I don't know the history, so I cannot say this, but in my lifetime, Japayuki became a very, very bad word because it's almost like belittling Filipina that comes to work in Japan, which is a legit job. Entertainment in Japan is a very, 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 very big business. You know, we're all about entertaining people here in Japan. And if the person, you know, if the Filipino woman wants to come here to Japan and become an entertainer, you know, of course they're gonna sing, they're gonna dance. Of course there are people who gonna exploit it, but who gives a fuck? Everyone exploits everyone. Don't you understand? If you don't want to be in that world, then don't be in that world. You have your decision. Lieutenant Nascafe sending love packages to Gaza. Very, very Mary Berry. Ayon. And let's see. Okay. I'm very, very. Okay. That's what it is, guys. Okay. So, and also another word that was raised in that clip. Ayan, it's a sublime exploitation. Ayan. And if it's a sublime exploitation, would you want to be exploited? Boots and boots. John Queen, 11 kiloton packages that go boom. M8. Ooh, I don't know what that means. But yeah, I don't understand what you guys are talking about there. Anyways, so another thing that he raised that's just for me, you know, like coming from a 20 years old, I think he's 20 or 21 years old, coming from that young and thinking, you know, like you are gonna be a breadwinner. Now, is this something that you're okay with? For him to ask that in that age was like, holy shit, yes, I'm very hopeful. There's still men out there. There's still kids like this. You know, it's fine. The world is fine. Everything is fine. The accountability, you know, it's so refreshing to hear that in a young man. Is that something you're okay with? You know, like with me, this is the question I've asked myself. This having a YouTube channel and talking to you people that I really don't know, like from the core, is it something that I'm gonna be okay with? People will exploit me because of how I talk, how I dress, how I criticize things, you know. Just by existing, people would criticize me. Am I gonna be okay with that? I ask these questions. Did you? So these are the things that I feel like each and one of us should ask, you know. And if you're not okay with it, how are you gonna explain that? How are you gonna express it? Can you say no? Why not? Questions. Adult questions. So yes, I'm really hopeful. I love that I've watched that, and I hope if you're watching this, you know, I hope it kind of like do something, you know, it kind of like hit something in part of your being, you know. If a lot of people are telling you're a piece of shit, then maybe it's time to change a little bit, If you from the core wanted to feel loved, then do the necessary steps so that people can actually see that you want love and not hate. Because some people, their faces are full of hate. Their faces are full of hate. You can't even understand if you want to love them or not. On my side of this story, at least. And then they talking about mushrooms. Ooh, mushroom cloud. Ooh la la. And okay, would I exploit you? Only if you consent. Did I even ask that question, Jan Queen? Did I tell you to ask me that question, Jan Queen? This is the time to be not naughty with me. I'm having a headache, okay? Nah. Guys, don't take it seriously, okay, guys? We're just discussing things, okay? I know I can come very, very harsh. Very, very, like, it's hard. It's hard today. It's hard today. Okay, let's see. Ayan. Should we continue? Do you want to still watch? Or this is too much adult talk? This is too much of an adult conversation and you don't want to have an adult conversation right now. Ayan. And Cracker! Ayan. Money, kumusta guapa impeccable cheekbones? How you doing, our money? Ayan. I hope you're doing good. Doing well. ICEE, can you let your hair down? Daniel, you know how long did I did this? And then you want me to just put it down. For what? ¿Por qué? Huh? ¿Me explica por qué? Do your thing, then chat. Ayan. Adult questions. Adult questions? Did I ask questions? This is too adult now. Diba? Mabuti naman dito sa historic library. Ooh la la, what are you? Oh, I like that. What are you trying to Anyways, guys, it's already 1:10 1:10 a.m. Let's continue this one, okay?
But I think now I just I honestly look forward because I think those careers are always about peaks and valleys. And I think with this show, it's quite clear. Like I'm very well aware of it. I would like the people in my team, like my managers and my agents, to understand that I'm very okay with understanding that Stranger Things will beyond very likely be the biggest thing I will ever do, and will most likely be the thing that I'm remembered for, even if I consistently work after this. And I am so cool with that, as long as it facilitates happiness going forward, security, and more work going forward. What the hell else could I ask for? I don't really want to maintain a sense of relevancy at this point when, if I'm going to put so much stress into that to maintain this level, when it's not even something I particularly enjoy that much, and I could focus my time and effort on things that I actually like doing, and I can use this to make myself happy, what the hell else would I want to do?
Who are you?
I'm
Who
Gaten.
are you, Gaten?
Exactly.
I used to be so
exactly. Right? So do you understand what I'm saying, Mike? At least someone in the chat actually feel what I'm feeling. Like, who are you? This is a kid, guys. We've all been in YouTube community, guys. Do you feel what I feel right now watching that? The way he talks, the being realistic part. Like, you can actually think like that on YouTube, and that's why I'm sharing this with you guys, because on YouTube, nothing is permanent, YouTube, nothing consistent. The same thing as how he explains it. You don't know. There's always going to be up and downs, like, what do you really want in life? Being realistic, knowing what you really want and need at some point. And I've been saying this many, many times. Like, it's almost like, people, how many men or women are into dating, and they would always say, like, I want this, I want that, I want blah, 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 blah. But then when they're in relationship, they would say like, I need this, I need that, I need that. Which the fuck is it? You know? It's like, be an adult, you know? Like, if you really, like, how many times have we told ourselves when we're kids, I don't like people when they see me as a kid. I don't like people when they call me like a kid. Well, maybe because it's true. You're acting like a kid. Like, people wouldn't just say it just to say it. You know? He looks familiar. So Gaten Matarazzo is the one of the kids in Stranger Things. You know, he's the kind of like the, you know, part of that crew. So if you didn't watch Stranger Things, you probably don't know him. But it's Gaten Matarazzo. Oh, diba? And I think he's an actor. He is an actor. Yes, yes, yes. But the way he thinks is like, for example, like that. Okay, like be realistic, okay? Like, for example, if I'm a teenager, not teenager, like, well, he's 20, right? Like, young, you know? Like, that character, like, you know, like, if you look at him, you wouldn't say he's the, you know, Johnny Depp or Brad Pitt, you know, the guy that a lot of women flock onto because of the whole physical thing, right? But that mindset, that just ball of light, I would rather date that kind of person than a fucking guy who keeps talking and telling himself that he has this, he has that, he has 6 million figure or 6 figure in the bank, has so much business, is an alpha, blah blah blah. No, I'd rather date this one. So it's like, people. Like, I feel shamed when I was listening to that. Like, I hope I was like thinking like that. But I'm pretty sure I was, because I actually did become very independent at a very young age too. Like, I live by myself at a very young age too. So I understand that, and I felt the same thing as how he felt. And if I'm not the only person at that age felt that, Henry did his thing, there's a lot of people that are still doing it, then I'm hopeful. I'm hopeful for the next generation, because I feel like there's people out there like this. And these are the ones we should protect. These are the ones that's supposed to be up there, like famous, so they can actually influence more guys out there to be men. You know, like I am not gonna tell you what a real man is, but you know what I'm saying. You probably know exactly what I'm saying. So yes, everything teenager feels that way. That's why I think they deal with more stress than we do. And it's not just that, it's physiological, you know, neurological. Am I saying this word correctly? No, these things, it's because your hormones are all over the place. It's just like how you guys think of us on our periods. You know, when we're on our period, our hormones are all over the place. We're crazy. The same thing as you guys when you are in your puberty. Hormones are all out there. It's a thing. You cannot deny that. I know who I am, and I knew that when I was a kid growing up. Yes. And I really, like, you know, realistically, when I say this, I honestly feel, you know, people like you, Henry, that type of people, like the way you explain it, I myself categorized you, Henry, and the person that actually at a very young age, they really know who they are. Lucky. Because not everyone has that. I would say I'm more of a late bloomer, you know. Things that I kind of like, you know, like being matured and understand generalization is not a thing, you know, trying to think outside of the box more, getting more wisdom, knowledge, being out there, you know, that I can voice things even if I'm a woman, I'm small, I'm this and that, like it won't affect how I view life. And it's just more of like have the balls to express myself, you know. Some of us has struggles doing that. And some people actually starting at 40s, you know. Some of them starting at 50s, you know, when they finally realize this is the real me. You know, not everyone go through phases of life the same. So you always have to have a benefit of the doubt sometimes, because sometimes toxic people, you know, some of them just needs to be shown love. Because for the most part of their life, they never felt love. So, you know, it's like you have to understand, I'm laughing about this, but this is true. There are people out there that how can they show love when they've never felt that in their entire life? And us, people who are more lucky that we felt love, are trying to limit ourselves to actually give it. You know, it's like, why not? You know, why not? Why not give a benefit of the doubt? It's not like something is going to be, you know, it's just virtual. We're all virtual. How about a real conversation? How about a real discussion? Practice how you can express yourself. This is virtual. If you're a 40-year-old virgin, practice how to talk to a lady. I'm a lady. Practice talk to me. And then put it out there. But if you're just gonna be constantly like, I don't want to love because I've been hurt before, blah blah blah, and then don't complain. Have the balls to express myself. ICEE needs to buy Christmas balls for Christmas. Yes, and teens are still learning who they are. Wait, you mean what I'm feeling is supposed to end at puberty? Most kids don't know what they are till later in life. Wow, now I remember. Yes, from Stranger Things. Yes, Netflix. I know who I am, and I knew that when I was a kid growing up. Yes. So yes, I don't know, but you guys, you know, if you truly feel like you're one of those men that can actually be a good staple for the next generation of men growing up, inspire them. You know, like if you have the opportunity to inspire one soul at a time, as they say, do that. Use social media in a good thing. I'm not saying, you know, whenever I say these things, I feel like so, you know, like corny. But I feel like we always forget these things. Like there's power, and also we have to play, like we can play around, but also let's put these things into action. It's like rather than complain, do something, like even just a little bit, something that you would be proud of, that you said you actually make some difference, even just a little bit. I don't know. Sometimes it's just really hard for me when I'm trying to be vulnerable and trying to be open about things that are going on in the world. Sometimes I feel like such a sponge that why is this things happening when it shouldn't have to be? You know, especially if it's something that you kind of like care about and things are going sideways just because they don't understand each other, you know, or being immature in things that it shouldn't be a big deal, but mindset, guys, mindset. That's not corny, it's real talk. Yes. Unfortunately, you know, real talk, whatever real talk is, at the end of the day, we all share different perspective, different packages. I just really hope whatever decision you guys are gonna make for yourself, make sure, especially if you want kids, make sure to practice accountability. You know, because there are people out there watching, especially if you're in this world of YouTube streaming. Just be good. It's hard sometimes, especially if you have to deal with people that are really, really, like, really hard, But that's the challenge of life, isn't it? Like, it's not about how you change the other person. The way I see it is like, how am I going to be a better person than yesterday because I treat him nice? Because I didn't buy his or her bullshit, you know? How did I become matured enough to just walk away because it's irrelevant? And rather than waste your precious time, as we all say it, on things that are irrelevant, use it in something like having fun is good. We need escape from time to time. So having fun with friends, like-minded people is always good. It's not a waste of time. Sometimes I have this thing in my head like, I'm on YouTube streaming for hours and hours, but according to people, I'm not growing. Why would I care? I love this. I love what I do. I get to know people. I get to know things that if I'm not where I am right now, I wouldn't be able to hear. I wouldn't be able to read. I wouldn't have that information. Little things that would be, even if it's just a little thing, it does matter on whatever is going on in my head and understanding how I want to be tomorrow. Everything is connected for me. Everything is connected. So be nice to people. That's all I'm saying, guys. Just be nice. We can always be harsh with each other, but if you take it too personal with me, that's your problem. I'm having a headache right now, but everything I'll forget about what I said today tomorrow, okay? I've helped a few teens that just needed someone to help guide them to better themselves and have a better understanding what they want out of life. Love and love every day. Yes. And what's wrong with laughing? I laugh all the time. I feel like I actually have a nervous laugh sometimes. Like, Nightbot, I love you too. Oh, you love Nightbot. Guys, I thank you, guys. Ayan. And let's see. But yes, those are the things. So I really, yes, thank you, Retro, for kind of like, raising this thing. It gives me kind of like a push to actually just talk about this in my own terms, in my own words, and being nice to me and allowing me to share these thoughts in my head and kind of like have, although I'm the one that's talking, you guys are talking in the chat. So yes, I'm a psychedelic tonight. I'm very psychedelic. Yes. Definitely. So yes, that's it. Just be nice to everyone. It's weekend, guys. Don't drink if you don't know how to control your alcohol, and don't do drugs, especially bad drugs. Ayan, always find ways to know more and more information every single day. There's good and bad information out there. Be very careful of people you follow and gives you ideas and thoughts of how you're gonna manage your own life, because there's a lot of fake people out there, so don't be trapped into a world of delusions. I'm really sorry, it's too late. What's too late? We have to be nice to people. What's this world coming to? I'm not nice to you, Mike Whitcomb. What are you talking about? Who's nice to you, Mike? I don't think there's somebody nice to you. Don't do fentanyl. I don't know fentanyl. Oh, there's actually one. I think it's Ozempic, right? Ozempic is one of those drugs that are actually kind of like you're gonna lose a lot of weight. You'll just have to take it and drink it. I think that's what it was. Hold on. Let me just Let me just quick research it. Because I think that's that one. I was actually like researching a little bit. I'm not finished, I just want to kind of like talk about this one. Oh, so Ozempic is a prescription medicine that lowers blood sugar. Oh. What? Major? What? Okay, hold on. So my research is very, very wrong. It's different. But anyways, there's this thing that's coming out. I'm not quite sure. I just got this information. I think yesterday morning, I think I've watched something like that. So, when it comes to fitness, guys, I know some of you guys are not into, like, there's no motivation for you to lose all that fat, to lose and be healthy. But if you want to enjoy life, if you really, especially if you're religious, if you believe there's a higher power out there, then you shouldn't be hypocrite that life you have, it's just borrowed from something. Don't waste it. So I think, one of the things I really have to say that. But anyways, no drinking and drugs. I'll be bored. I think, for me, I've always said this, war to drugs, I don't think that's a good thing. I think we've never learned, there's really nothing. It's like people will do shit. So I think it's just up to us, control it in the way we can, tax it if you can. There's good, there's bad drugs. And if you are a person that can actually share this information that there are things like this, stay away from fake news. It's very hard, I know. Sometimes I thought the things that I know is not fake news, and then I'll be amazed. That's why I like researching. I like cross-referencing every article I will share with you guys. And I would always tell you if this is something that I think is very, very legit, or is it something that I just saw and I just want to explore it. Don't take things too seriously, because I want you to understand and I want you to do your own research as well. Because this is my thing. And obviously, I'm sharing it, but not everything I share you can understand in a way that I understand for myself. So, do the diligence as an adult of this human race on earth to be matured and be a good role model to the next generation. And you're going live again after this? No, unfortunately not. I'm gonna go now because it's 1:30 a.m. I know it was late, but I don't, like, even if I'm tired, I don't want to miss one. Because sometimes if I miss once a week stream, then I'll miss you guys. This is my time with every one of you. And, I do love talking to you guys. Obviously, you can see me in you guys' stream, whoever I get to time who is live. I'm always around, when I have time, because I do love talking and discussing and just brainstorming. That's just who I am. What I do is nothing personal, to you or watching. This is just something that I like thinking and sharing, and kind of like, trying to kind of like reach out people that share the same thoughts and feelings and emotions, because I love the feeling of having a community. So yes, that's what I'm doing. So thank you guys for being such a wonderful people, guys. Even though we're a little bit not on 100%, battery. I'm low but na. Ayan. So I still hope that I did kind of like entertain you, even just for a little bit. Ayan. But yes, thank you. Most valuable thing you have is time. Once it's spent, you cannot get more. Exactly. And Mike Whitcomb, very true from Grim. Oh, thank you, Grim. You're around. I hear fentanyl is the most addictive drug. Ooh la la. I've been hearing this, so I've been really, really out of touch of reality sometimes of what is new and trending, and I just stay away from trending sometimes. I'd rather stay on what I really want to go forward sometimes. And yes, but definitely, if it's fentanyl is something that really bad, yes. If it's in your niche, if it's in, something that we need to like kind of like share awareness, do that. Definitely. If there's any information you guys have or any life stories in either or some things, you can always share that with me as well. Maybe next week. And guys, don't forget to subscribe because ayan, this coming month we're gonna have another me, ayan, and a couple of panel that I'm setting up. It's gonna be another cheat meal for me, so you know what's happening when it comes to cheat meal, okay guys? So don't forget to subscribe, like if you like this, and of course share this to all of your community if you can, and all of your social media. And of course, I'm gonna see you more and more. And I'll try to upload more stuff. And thank you guys for being so wonderful. And really thank you for coming to the stream, even though this is basically kind of like not scheduled, just kind of like throw out. So definitely thank you so much. Otsukare sama deshita. Ayan. And next time, we're gonna do a lot more better. Ayan, I'll be more energized. Ayan. Let me just kind of like that, it's a very busy week, but have a nice weekend, everyone. And till next, hopefully very, very soon. So, guys, you're the panel, guys. I am for the panel that I invited. Yeah, please stay tuned for that. It's going to be very, very soon. And for all of you guys watching this on replay as well, thank you so much for replaying my stuff and watching my videos uploaded, for coming to my channel, and for letting me know that you appreciate what I do here. That's a huge, huge thing for me. So, my quitcom Graham, and for everyone, admin, pahinga ka na rin, admin, to all the ladies that are watching right now, if you are there, guys, ayan, and to all the boys, of course, boys, ayan. Without you boys, ayan, I will never get to understand the whole concept of different lads. Why did I do that? I don't know why did I do that. I love exploring, the male. Thanks, ICEE. Take care, and I hope you feel better soon. I hope so too. I hope so too, Felipe, because it's getting hotter. As you can see, I'm getting tanned. I'm tanning. I want to have my, I want to wear my bikini na talaga. So, yes, I'm looking forward to lose fat, get ready for summer, and hopefully I can get to share you guys what we do in summer in Japan very, very soon. Usually I kind of upload vlogs at this time when it's summer in Japan, because that's the only time I go out and enjoy from time to time. So, thank you. Thanks, ICEE. Ayan, pahinga ka muna din, boss. Yes. Parang yung boss ko talaga. Halata ba, admin? Hindi na kinakaya. Ayan. Itawan na lang natin yan. O, diba? Pagod na ako. O, diba? But anyways, guys, thank you so much. At dahil dyan, otsukare sama deshita. And dahil sa channel na ito, kayo ang BIDA. Bye-bye, guys. Ciao. Bye-bye. Ciao. Ayan, hindi pa pala. Wait lang. Tapusin muna natin sa stream. Ayan. So, stream Tamil 7. Ayan, Cosmic Malor on stream. If you're still there, nakururu. Arigato. Ayan, Twitch. Ayan, matane. Ayan, otsukare sama deshita. And of course, to YouTube. Of course, my YouTube people. Get them good sleeps. Thank you, Cosmic. I do appreciate. Song na. John Queen talaga. At dahil dyan, isa lang. Because it's 1:37. I'm gonna do something like very, very Ah, like that. Just one. Hold on. Okay, for everyone, this is hello, mic test for everyone. Illustration. Oyasumi nasai. Bye bye, guys. Ciao, ciao. Bye bye.
Wow! Congratulations! Wow! Congratulations!